That would be awesome.
Good, you should come.
Because we just to feel the vibe and just to transfer it to Moscow.
See how it goes.
Okay, just roll the camera. Is it rolling?
Yes.
Really? You
Yes.
have to check it twice?
Yes.
That everything is rolling? Okay, nice to meet you, Adeo, here at Founders Institute, and just we have a chance to speak with our Moscow participants, attendees, and just guys who want to join and who just thinking if they want to join. And the most common question that I get from people just why Founders Institute? Like, how does it differ from like programs that we have in the market? Like, what's the core value?
Yeah, so the Founder Institute is very different from other programs in the market on a few different areas. So first, it's that we focus on the person versus the company, right? And that's probably the most important thing. So, you know, we are called the Founder Institute for a reason because we take an individual that we believe can do great things in the world, and we really work with that individual day in and day out to make them the best possible founder that they can be. So most of the other programs in the market will focus on a company and really helping the company become great. We focus on the person and help that person become great. In addition, because we focus on the person, we also tend to work much earlier than other programs in the market. So a lot of our incoming cohort, our incoming participants, will actually still have a day job when they join the program. And so they'll essentially be moonlighting, working in the nights and weekends to build their business. And at some point in the program or shortly thereafter, those individuals will quit their job and start working on their business full time. Now, that's not everyone. We work in what we call the launch phase. So we define the launch phase as everything up to an MVP. So there will be people in the program who have already quit their job, who are maybe already incorporated a company and might even already have an MVP. But that's on the later end of the people that enroll. And last but not least, we provide a lot of structure, right? So building a business is chaotic, right? And there are just lots of decisions that need to be made in a short period of time. And meanwhile, you're doing things. Maybe you have a job, maybe you're running the company. So what we do is we provide a lot of structure. So it's very easy for people to think through each thing that they need to do step by step. And that's different from a lot of other programs in the world today that are more about mentorship and custom assistance. And we do that too, but we provide this underpinning of structure that is really helpful for a lot of new entrepreneurs.
Yeah, the structure is great. Just a lot of things inside. And actually, yeah, you said like there is a lot of work to do to build a company.
Yes.
And
as you know.
yeah, you have to work hard like whole day. And definitely not all of participants will get to the end. That's clear.
Yes.
But what like the best practice? What should they do to get like what the most successful guys do?
So there's a post out about this right now that I wrote about vision and sticking to it. So we're going to help you figure out why you're doing the business, and we're going to help you figure out what the vision for the business is. And really, you need to have a relentless stick-to-itiveness or determination or will to build that business. If you have any second thoughts, or if you're worried about money, or if you're worried about your family, or you're worried about something besides the business, what will end up happening is you will ultimately fail. And you'll fail in the program, but you also fail in the real world. Because really what you're doing when you create a company is you say, I believe the world should look like this, right? Whatever it is, you know. Maybe I think it would be more, and we were just talking about a company called PhotoPanda. Their view is, you know, hey, wouldn't it be amazing if all your photos were good and you got rid of all the blurry and crappy ones? Okay, great. That's a good vision, right? If you really need to say, I'm going to do everything I can to see that vision realized in the world, and nothing is going to stop me. When you have that belief in yourself, and when you have that belief in your vision, then you become unstoppable. Then you become a great founder, and then you build a great business. For the people that don't make it through the program, oftentimes they're plagued by second thoughts. Oh, I'm not sure that my idea is good enough. I'm not sure that I like my vision. I'm not sure that I can do it. And those second thoughts end up slowing them down, and as a result of that, they give up.
Yeah, so you have to be really focused and have to stick with your vision.
Yes. And you have to work hard. I mean, but it's not work if you believe in yourself and you believe in what you're doing, then it's not work, right? So I don't look at what I do here at the Founder Institute as work. I mean, I work a lot, technically, right? But it's not, I don't consider it work because I believe in it, and I want to see the vision realized in the world. So while you'll be putting in a lot of hours of time, that is not technically work, right?
So it just kind of, the whole thing just becoming part of you.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. And then maybe like the opposite, what we definitely shouldn't do. Like what the pitfalls.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things you shouldn't do. I mean, basically, you know, if you, we give you a roadmap, we give you the structure to succeed, right? And I would say probably the biggest mistake that founders make is they don't take it seriously, right? And you're going to hear feedback. You're going to hear people say, you know, I don't think this makes a lot of sense, and you have to figure out what to listen to and what to ignore. But at the end of the day, if you want to succeed, you really need to follow the structure. And if you don't follow the structure, it's possible that you'll succeed, right? But we're not asking you to do things that are meaningless, right? We're asking you to do things that you need to do, right? You need to name your company well, right? You need to figure out who you want to hire. You need to incorporate the business. You have to do it whether you're in the Founder Institute or not. We provide you the process and structure to do it. If you want to say, oh, I don't think I need to do that, right, for one reason or another, you're going to fail in the program, and you're probably going to fail in the real world as well.
So stick with the course.
Well, you know, we're not asking you to do things you don't need to do, so you really should do them.
Yeah, that's really practical, the whole thing.
It's very practical, yes.
Yeah, okay. And like the thing, I think it's important for like people on the other part of the world, like they just want to see if they really can build a global business. Like, is it real? Like, are they really can get to Silicon Valley? Like,
I mean, definitely. I mean, a lot of our company, I mean, okay, so first, if you become a successful technology company in 2016 and beyond, you are global. There's no, you know, even if you look at some of the big retailers in online retailers in India, right? They're coming in and launching within India, but they're then expanding in different markets of the world, similar with Amazon, etc. So even sort of brick and mortar businesses that start in one country, but in an online format, will expand around the world. So global is a prerequisite these days to success. And the good news is that the network, for the most part, you know, excluding China, knows no boundaries. So you can launch something in Moscow or in Jakarta or wherever, and you can find users literally all around the world. I mean, you know, as a funny aside, the foolish little game Flappy Bird was built by one engineer in Vietnam, and it was a smash social media success. So it really doesn't matter where you are in the world, you just have to build something that people really want. If you build something that people really want, and it could be people who work in businesses, it could be consumers, it could be, you know, other type of professionals, but if you build something that people really want, people all around the world will use it. So the challenge really for someone, let's say in Russia, is to think big, think beyond the Russian market. Think about things that, you know, people really want everywhere in the world. And so one of the things that I've seen happen, and I've had a very successful Russian entrepreneur with a product that was used by 30 million people in Russia. And he said, I'm going to bring this product to America, and I'm moving to Silicon Valley, and I'm going to go through the program to launch it here. The problem is it didn't translate well, because there's some things that people wanted in Russia, but they didn't really want in other parts of the world. So what I would say is that if you do want to build a company that's going to have that type of global reach, you should be thinking about what pretty much all of humanity might want and need, not just people in Moscow, not just people in Russia or in the former Soviet states. You want to think bigger, right?
So think big.
Think big.
And if you're good, you're gonna grow. Yep.
Exactly. I mean, thinking big is a challenge everywhere in the world, because it's much easier to think small. And in fact, it's a bit of a catch-22, because you need to think big and small at the same time. Because when you release something, you can't say all women of the world are going to use my feminine app, right? That's not realistic. But you said, I'm going to build an app, and I want to change the way that women in the world live by using this app. But I'm going to start out by targeting, you know, working professionals, women aged 24 to 32, let's say in Russia, right? So you can start out with a small market to begin with, but the vision needs to be big.
Vision. Got it. Okay, well, actually, I have a lot of questions to ask, but I think we have to wrap up.
Well, I'll leave some thoughts for the founders in Russia and Moscow. So, from my experiences, Russian founders are some of the most technically savvy and capable people in the world, okay? So that's a very good thing. In fact, that is the basis for great success. Understanding technology, fluency with technology, even if you're a non-technical founder, even if you come from a business side, having some technical understanding is key, and that level of proficiency, knowledge, and skill is very high in Russia and in Moscow. The problem is, and this is something that everyone needs to think about, is any founder that is good at something tends to focus on that thing, right? And not on other things. And that can be really problematic. So I would recommend to all the founders in Moscow and all the founders in Russia that just because you're good at something doesn't mean that you should do it all day long. In fact, you should use the program to get good at other things like customer acquisition or business or hiring. Because if you want to build a great company, you can be good at one thing, but you also have to understand and be good at a lot of other things as well. Now, you know, I'm a founder, I'm a programmer. I'm actually not a very good programmer. I'm probably a good communicator and leader, I'm a poor manager. I understand finance pretty well. I understand HR pretty well. So, you know, I have a lot of skills and knowledge across a wide range of fields, but there's a couple things that I'm really good at. So I emphasize the things that I'm good at, but I also need to have a basic level in those other areas as well. And that's the challenge I pose to Russian entrepreneurs, to make sure they have that multidiscipline skill level. And that's something the Founder Institute's very good at helping with.
So get the team right.
Wow. Get your skills and the team right. Yes.
Okay, wow. Thank you for insights. I think that it's gonna be inspiring for people in Russia who want to join the Founder Institute.
I hope so.
Yeah, keep going.
Well, I can't keep going.